Hello, everyone. Today we are heading out for Rockwell notes 16 through 30. We have the man in our toolbar in case we have any caves. I don't think we do, but just in case he's there. I filled up my water. Let me grab... I want to make sure I have a full pack of meat on me. Stack, I should say. There we go. We have a full stack of meat. I'm gonna drop the extra 25 meat. All right, we have patina. And we are off. All right. I didn't realize she had so much stuff on her. All right, well, we don't need any of that. And we don't need any of this. All right, she can keep the rest of that. All right, and we're going to open up our map here. And number 16. There we go. All right. So from the green obelisk, that's where our base is, we are going to head towards the blue obelisk. Let's see what we can find. Oh, I probably should have repaired our tent too. There is a titanosaur. And of course, everyone's got to be fighting. We're just going to light everyone on fire. Seriously? Anybody else want to be lit on fire? Hopefully he's not coming for me. I don't think so. I'm gonna just double check and make sure he's not coming for me. No, it doesn't look like it. He's just walking around in circles. Okay, that's good. And...
At last, I can hear myself think. The guards have moved me to a private cell, and while they have not divulged the reason for my transfer, I suspect they took notice of my medical expertise. I caught them staring in my direction on several occasions as I worked. It seems the doctors are in high demand in these lands. I suppose that's no great surprise. The island was no different. No matter. While my skills in the realm of medicine are more in line with a field medic than a true physician, I shall continue to play the role as long as it serves me.
Mm-hmm. So that is Rockwell, note 16. And we are at latitude 31, longitude 60. All right. We are off to the next one, although I am going to stop at the base and repair our tent so that if we get caught in something, we're fine. I didn't realize our tent had taken that much damage. All right. Here we go. Fixed our tent. All right, so from the last note, we are going past the green obelisk. Or at least close to the green obelisk, it looks like. Let's see. And it looks like that's it right there. This is actually a really cool spot. What's the temp here? 100% wind. This would actually be a cool place to build a base if I didn't have one already this close. Repair the ruins. This is a nice spot. You would have to protect yourself from things coming off the ledge there, but it's pretty neat. I like this. All right, here we go.
After days of travel, we finally arrived at the Burning Phoenix clan's compound. And while my former peers were shuffled to the slave pens, I stood before the clan's leader. I'd heard tales of the once great Tatar empires, though I had never travelled to their lands. By all appearances, Timur is cut from the same cloth as their fabled Khans. He was at once imperious and casual, questioning me with impatience from a throne of hide and bone. Naturally, he was impressed by my intellect and gentlemanly demeanour. Granted, he did not say so aloud, but I was escorted to a small private chamber instead of a cell. Surely that says as much.
That is 17. We are at latitude 40.3, longitude 77.9. We are now heading into the sand dunes. Directly behind that spot for number 18. Here we are. Really?
I had been pondering why Timur required the services of a doctor. He seemed to be in excellent health, and I had seen no patients since I arrived. Well, now I shall ponder no longer. Timur has a wife, and she's with child. I suppose that even bloodthirsty raiders can fall in love, or at the very least, desire a family. The whole affair would be rather quaint were I not expected to care for the woman and deliver the child. Should either the child or the woman die during the birth, I fear that I will follow them in short order.
So there is a death worm here. Oh, it's not a death worm. Thought it was a death worm. It's not. It's the Fasciasuchus or whatever it's called. There it is. I wonder if we can light it on fire. We did. We lit it on fire. There we go. So you can light them on fire even though they're under the earth. That's pretty cool. All right. And we are at latitude 39.3, longitude 86.6. So now we're heading to the middle of the map from this location. Directly past the green obelisk towards the river. There's the pretty green ob. Carno. I do like the sunsets on this map. They're so pretty. All right. Can't tell if this one's going to be up on that cliff or down near the water. We'll find out as we get closer. think it's going to be right up here in the ruins. Yep, there it is. All right, so we're going to come over here. There we are.
Nazreen is quite different from her husband. She's a timid little flower of a woman, or rather, she would be if she were not many months pregnant. I'm still undecided as to whether my timing is impeccable or unfortunate. A few weeks from now, Timur may have had no need of a doctor, but as it stands, I have been thrust into an unfamiliar scenario with scant time to prepare. Despite my unpleasant circumstances, this whole affair is rather intriguing. I never considered the possibility of new generations being born on the Ark, yet clearly it was inevitable. Like any common animal, humans have the urge to procreate. How else could the species endure?
Interesting. That is number 19. And we are at latitude 55.1, longitude 56.1. And now it looks like we're heading to the front of the plateau that our base is located. Looks like it's going to be located right in between these two plateaus. Uh-huh, right there. There we are. Parked Patina too close to the...
Rockwell, old bean, you've done it again. Both mother and child made it through. Timur is a proud father, and your head is still attached to its shoulders. Why, I was even a guest of honor at Timur's celebratory feast. I cannot say I enjoyed the blood sport that serves as the burning phoenix's entertainment, but the food was delectable. I was also sure to seize upon Timur's momentary goodwill by filling his ears with whispers of obelisks, artifacts, and the untold power they grant to mortal men. It may take time for those thoughts to turn to action, but with constant care, I may yet turn him into my unwitting general.
That is note number 20. Sneaky Rockwell. All right, where is 21? Huh. Well, we are at latitude 44.4, longitude 63.2. But now I'm going to look. Oh, 21 is there. Where is it, though? I don't see it. All right, well, let's take away 20. 19, 18, 17, 16. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Where did 21 go? All right. I did write that down correct. Why can't I find it? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's 21 and 22, like right on top of each other? Yeah. All right. So now we are heading towards the red obelisk. And just to know, if you think you're going to use the waypoints and find them all, the waypoints I have written down are ASE waypoints, so be cautious. They may or may not put you right on them. But they do a pretty good job, apparently. I haven't had a hard time finding them. Oh, there's a dragon. 45. Young. No egg on that one. Hopefully we'll find another alpha. We can age up Bettina again. I'm gonna miss my dragons in Aberration. All right. This one looks like it is at the Coliseum. Let's pick up our butt. It might actually be just outside the Coliseum. Let's see if I can... There we go. Anybody else want to be lit on fire?
The silver tongue of Sir Edmund Rockwell has prevailed once again. After spending far too long watching the burning phoenix enslave and decimate hapless caravans and villages, I have convinced Timur to test his might against the guardian of the obelisk. I admit, I am somewhat anxious. Timur is not the commander that Mr. Nerva was, and should he fall, I shall fall with him. Yet I have little choice, and the rewards of success are worth the risk. The obelisks, the starlit sanctuary, and that precious ore shall be the foundation of my legacy as a scientist, gentleman, and explorer. I am sure of it.
He is really obsessed with that metal. So that is 21. And I am going to delete 21 because I know 22 is supposedly right on top of it. That makes me nervous. I think I wrote this down wrong. Unless it is actually... Oh, hold on. Because they're both the same. This one says 82.9, longitude 16.8. And unless this next one is on the floor below us, which it could be. I just don't think so. Yep, I wrote this down wrong. All right, I'm gonna have to find the, to this actual chest. I'll be right back. All right, it looks like I'm right. That it is the same. But I don't see it. I know it's around here. Is that it? No. All right, I'm gonna look for it. I will find it. I'll bring you back. I found it. It was in the complex. Yep, I'm almost positive this one's it right here.
I found it. I really found it. Raw, untainted samples of that same mysterious ore from the sanctuary. That fearsome beast must have been guarding it. Thank the heavens for Timur and his berserk savagery. When he leapt from the back of his wyvern, I thought he was surely doomed, but the madman actually managed to grab hold of that monster's horns and turn its eyes into a bloody mess. I have never seen such brutally effective barbarism. Many of his band did not survive the encounter, of course, but that was to be expected. Progress requires sacrifice. And whether those brutes knew it or not, their deaths have helped humanity leap into the future.
That is Rockwell note number 22. We are at latitude 82.7, longitude 15.8. Now we are going to head off. We're going to pass the red obelisk. Which direction are we headed? We're heading east, but alrighty. I hear a small dragon off in the distance. Let's see. Oh, there's another dragon. What level are you? A level 10 young female. Trying to get high levels of this dragon is a pain in the butt. I want to know how many of them I eat. So it looks like we're heading to the T-Rex triangle. In case you haven't watched the rest of my videos, I will point out the triangle to you. It is actually right here. From here to there to there. There is actually a T-Rex spawn point here, a T-Rex spawn point there, and a T-Rex spawn point there. There's a couple other ones, like there's one on top of that dune. I think there's one in here somewhere. And there's one on the other side of the river over here. But if you're looking for T-Rexes, this is the area to go. So we're going to fly over the T-Rex triangle. Do, 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 do. What's in there? Nothing crazy. It's just a white drop. Right on the edge of the dunes. Do, 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 do.
This ore is simply extraordinary. It is warm to the touch, even during these cold desert nights, and it pulses as though it has its own heartbeat. It is at once light and more sturdy than any natural material I have encountered. The uses one could find for such a substance. I shall have to name it at some point. What would do? Rockwellium? Edmundium? A dilemma for another time. For now, I have more pressing matters. Timur and his burning phoenix savages have played their part, and I cannot remain in their custody. It is time for the great warrior chief to receive his just reward.
Uh-oh. That is note 23. Set up note 24. And we are at latitude 58.7, longitude 86.5. Did it disappear? No. So we're going to go further into the dunes. No, I cannot. I'm gonna have to land up there. Let's see if we can do that.
Alas, poor Timur. He was so focused on celebrating his victory over one foe that he never saw his greatest threat. Now he lies beneath the severed head of the beast he vanquished, eyes bulging and blood seeping from his open mouth. At least, that is how I imagine him. I did not stay to admire my handiwork. As soon as the first group of burning phoenix warriors succumbed to their poisoned feast, I stole away into the night, Edmundium and artifact in tow. Serves those ruffians right, I say. They never did treat me with the propriety that a gentleman and scholar of my caliber deserves. This desert is better off without them.
Interesting. That is Rockwell note number 24. We'll hit 25. We are at latitude 65.9, longitude 87.1. Okay. Okie dokie dokie dokie. Now it looks like we're heading back towards the Red Obelisk. I love how I can make it quiet, simply not going fast and letting it glide. I love that. Rather than hearing heavy wing flapping through my headphones the whole time. The colors look so cool. So I think it's going to be on this side of the mountain or on top of it. We'll see. I might be wrong. I hear a dragon. Oh, there it is. And I hear a Yudi. All right, definitely. On the other side. Whee! Dive bomb. All right, so this is the little path on the outside of the red obelisk. All right.
As my withdrawal from the Burning Phoenix's camp demanded haste, I did not have the time to double-check my supplies. It appears that I shall have to do some hunting. No matter. I may not be as spry as I was when I felled the charging rhino on the plains of the Serengeti, but with the small armory I managed to abscond with, I can surely manage. I had planned on trading those weapons for information as soon as I encountered a peaceful tribe, but I can spare a few rounds of ammunition.
So that is Rockwell note number 25. We're going to go to 26. Latitude 80.9, longitude 39.5 inside this little building. And I did not get rid of that. There we go. All right. There's the red obelisk. We are heading back towards... back to the north. What is that? That's an elder level 10. So you can see the green obelisk off to our right. You can see where my base is. Then there's the other rock right here. And then there's the blue obelisk. So we're going to head for this rock right here, although I know it's not in there. It's actually over that. That's okay. We're going to use this as our visual to make sure we're heading in the right area. Okie dokie. Oh, there's another dragon. What one's that? That's a level 10. So I believe, yep, this is the river. So we're following the river. Nice little waterfalls. Some blue water. All right. Now the question is it actually going to be up here or is it going to be down there? We'll have to keep a lookout. All right, it definitely doesn't look like it's here. Because there's nothing here. So then it must be down here. Yep, there it is. Hiding in there. In this little itty bitty bit of a corner here.
Despite my limited equipment, I have managed to run some initial tests on the Edmundium. Based on my observations, a typical forge may not be enough to smelt a sample of Edmundium ore into any sort of usable ingot. I suspect that it has extremely strong metallic bonds, and therefore a much higher melting point than any conventional metallic element. I must find a proper base of operations where I can run more extensive experiments. I mustn't be overeager, however. I have limited samples and... Drat! I shall have to ruminate on this later. A sandstorm may be brewing, and I have no desire to be caught in it.
Interesting. That is number 26. At least 27, 28, 29, and 30 are all within this area. So we are at latitude 25.3, longitude 52.5. So now we're going to go back the way we came. I'm going to go with up here first. All right, sorry, I had to sneeze. Didn't want to sneeze into the mic. All right, where are we at? All right, I do think it's down here. Yep, there it is.
Confounded weather. Not only did that sandstorm separate me from my steed, but when it cleared, I was beset upon by none other than the traitorous Miss Walker herself. Oh, she put on quite the act, spouting all sorts of nonsense about how good it was to see me. Rubbish. I see right through her ruse. I am certain that she is after my Edmundium. The only reason she has not simply looted it from my corpse is that she requires my superior intellect to understand it. Well, two can play this game, Miss Walker. I can fill the role of the benign old scientist for a time, but I shall not be betrayed again.
He is not the nice man that Helena thinks he is. That is for sure. And we are at latitude 31.2, longitude 51.8. Off we go. Still following the river, heading back down through the map. All right, looks like we're headed to this nice little incline here. This is obviously not a nice area. There it is. What is that? A thorny dragon? Well, apparently that's what it was. That's what I was waiting for. That close to the water. All right.
I am glad that I possessed the foresight to hide my presence from Miss Walker after her capture on the island. She clearly believes that I never learned of her betrayal. By cunningly taking advantage of this fact, I have managed to completely deceive the deceiver. The grim old bat she travels with is another matter. I often catch her glaring in my direction, her eyes sharp and mistrusting. If I could, I would deal with her as I dealt with Timur, but I fear she is far too observant. For now, I must maintain my deception as best I can.
Interesting. That is number 28. We are at latitude 36.9, longitude 50.1. Nice.
I may have given Miss Walker too much credit. Although I carelessly allowed her to catch sight of my Edmundium ore samples, she was more interested in the artifact I possess. I should have realized this sooner. Miss Walker's specialty is biology. She would not recognize the unique properties of Edmundium if they hit her square in the forehead. That fact has eased some of my tension. Even if Miss Walker seeks to take advantage of my genius, she is focusing on the wrong discoveries. So long as I am careful in my studies of Edmundium, I shall remain miles ahead.
He talks about, he says, I shall remain miles ahead, but the book ends it with, I shall remain miles ahead of her. Interesting. So that is number 29 at 30. And we are at latitude 31.9, longitude 48.9. And we are off to the last one. Number 30. And here it is. There's the blue obelisk. We're on a little mountaintop. Little ruin here.
I cannot wait to be rid of that glowering menace of a woman. This so-called Wali al-Aswad. I suspect the feeling is mutual. She has offered little in the way of farewells, while seeing us to this ARK's entrance to the starlit sanctuary. Things will be much easier once Miss Walker and I have parted ways with the Desert Witch, I suspect. Miss Walker is thoroughly oblivious to both the wonders of Edmundium and my knowledge of her underhanded scheming back on the island. She can continue to fiddle with trinkets and relics. I may even assist her if it suits me. Meanwhile, I shall unlock the secrets of the most extraordinary element in the universe right under her nose.
That is note number 30. And we are at latitude 30.3, longitude 44. And that puts an end to the Rockwell notes. I think next time, I think we're going to do, I think it's Raya. We're going to do those notes next. Until next time, see y'all later. Have a good time on the ARK. Bye.